Hola, soy Mauricio José Suárez y esto es El Rey va desnudo. En agosto de 2019, un joven ruso comenzó un canal al que le puso por nombre 1420 porque era el nombre de la escuela donde él había estudiado la secundaria. Este joven, que era ingeniero de software, empezó a entrevistar a gente en las calles de Moscú primero y ahora en otros lugares de Rusia acerca de distintos temas y traduciéndolo al inglés para tratarle de mostrar al mundo cómo eran o cómo son los rusos de hoy. El creador del canal se llama Daniil Orain, es un joven de 21 años y al producirse la invasión rusa en Ucrania ha tenido la valentía, él no parece estar muy consciente de que eso es lo que ha hecho, de salir a la calle y preguntarles a los rusos de la calle, jóvenes y viejos, de distintos estratos sociales, de distintas educaciones, qué opinan de la guerra, qué opinan de Putin, qué opinan de la invasión, qué opinan de fotografías que les ha mostrado sobre la destrucción en Ucrania.
Кто-то говорит да, кто-то говорит нет. Правда, мы все равно не узнаем.
Я не хочу обсуждать эту тему, поэтому не буду отвечать на вопросы. Извините, на этот вопрос я не могу дать своего мнения. Коллокационный вопрос.
Идет ли она по плану? Не идет ли по плану? Главное, что она идет, и я за то, что происходит.
Да, наш.
Крым наш? Понятно. Нет.
Давайте оставим этот вопрос без ответа.
Крым наш?
Наш.
Крым наш?
Ну, видимо, наш. Надо загуглить, надо посмотреть.
А в каком контексте нельзя говорить?
В том, в котором тебе может за это прилететь. Мы все прекрасно понимаем, где мы живем.
Ну, мне точно можно. Не знаю как. Но вообще нет, в нашей стране нет, это нельзя говорить.
Смотря в каком контексте ты не произносишь. У нас же нет войны, правильно?
Ну да.
Говорить о вещах своими словами, то есть.
Но это СМИ сообщают. А видели ли вживую вот это?
Нет, поэтому интересуемся. Что вы
я
думаете?
считаю то, что это фейковая информация, это на мой взгляд, потому что сейчас уже на Украине, слава богу, все хорошо, ведутся переговоры.
Мое мнение, я забыл, какой именно статью Уголовного кодекса регламентируется. Я не готов платить штраф раз или сейчас.
Что в целом думаете?
Ничего не могу сказать.
Y a lo largo de estos meses, decíamos desde el inicio de la invasión, ha reunido una enorme cantidad de vídeos, todos ellos en ruso traducidos al inglés, donde muestra lo que está pensando la gente en la calle. No es evidentemente estadísticamente significativo, por tanto que está trabajando sobre todo en un entorno urbano, en el entorno urbano del centro de Moscú, pero sí nos dice cosas sobre lo que piensa la gente. No sobre lo que piensen quizás todos los rusos, pero sí sobre lo que piensan muchos rusos. Y los rusos han sido, para muchas personas, siempre un mito. O el mito del paraíso de los trabajadores cuando fue la Unión Soviética, que era totalmente falso, o el mito de los malvados comunistas que querían apoderarse del mundo y se comían a los niños cuando nadie los miraba, lo cual era igualmente falso. Los rusos son personas como todo el mundo, los rusos de la calle, y eso es una de las cosas que nos demuestra Daniil Orain. Así que, fascinado por su canal, le he pedido que converse con nosotros, que converse con el público de El Rey va desnudo. Desde Moscú, vamos a conversar con Daniil Orain. Thank you for speaking with us, Daniil. And how's the channel doing? I think it's doing very well.
Yeah, I think so, yeah. Big number.
We were speaking before, and you told me that the channel was now your full-time job. This means, of course, the channel is monetized. You have advertisements. Is YouTube paying you your share, your income? I mean, I'm thinking about the sanctions.
Yeah, definitely. Sanctions didn't affect every bank in Russia, so I still receive money from YouTube.
Okay, you still get money from YouTube. Tell us something about how you produce these videos. How many people are in your team? Because you're now putting out almost a video every day, and that's a lot of work.
Yeah, almost every day, right? And we have 2 editors, 2 interviewers, and 2 translators, and me as a sort of editor.
Okay. I'm talking for someone outside Russia. For many years, our insight in Russia was the official Russia Today TV channel from, I think it's Novosti. It's
I have not watched this channel. Sorry for interrupting.
Okay. Russia Today is the official government of Russia television, which has broadcasts in Spanish and in several languages. And they have the line of the government. That's what we got fed. Then we have the correspondents who live in Russia, but mainly report about what happens in the upper echelons of politics, of finance, etc. But as outsiders, we rarely got an insight on common Russian people. And that's what we get. What was your original idea when you started almost 3 years ago? And what was the audience you were trying to reach?
The idea was to just, I remember I had a document that sort of elevator pitch of the channel, and it has, I was watching a lot of sort of business type videos back then, and they said that you need to set up some goals, some mission, right? And I wrote it down. It says that I was initially mission was to make Russian people transparent to the world. Yeah.
Your audience was people that are outside Russia more than Russian people, right?
Yeah. Right now and back then, the audience is from United States, from United Kingdom, and European countries.
Okay. Have you ever been outside Russia?
Yeah, recently I was in Dubai and in some other countries. So yeah.
Because you have an idea of how we see Russia. People of my age, I'm an old man, we remember Russia as the head of the Soviet Union. I still, and I'm very aware that it's not so, but I still say the Soviet Union sometimes instead of saying Russia. We are very, very much concentrated on the fact that we lived the better part of our lives seeing Russia as the head of the Soviet Union. So this has been very, very refreshing in as much as you interview common people. You interview people on the streets. This is the streets of Moscow, right?
Actually, we have most of our videos, like 70%, is from Moscow. But for example, our recent video was made in Novosibirsk, and we will publish new video soon. It was made in Blagoveshchensk. It's in far east of Russia. So I wouldn't say that we only have from Moscow.
Okay.
But 70%, yeah.
Yeah. So because you and I've seen an interview you made for the Canadian television. You're not trying to do something statistically significant in terms of numbers. This is not representative of all the Russian people, but it gives us a sense of the quality of how Russians see a certain series of things. For instance, the topics that you cover, let's leave aside the war for now. Your topics are very universal, and sometimes it is surprising that they are an issue in Russia, and sometimes we get surprised by the responses. I remember your video about abortion, and there was a very young boy.
Может жить женщина, потому что именно вот она рожает, и именно это ее выбор будет, рожать ей или нет.
This was surprising. We have a skewed idea, a wrong idea about the Russian people. How do you choose your topics?
For example, we will publish new video tomorrow or today, and it was I read a comment, and it says, "Could you please do video on this topic?" And so we made video on this topic. Yeah.
Yeah. So comments and your audience help you help to see what you, because
Yeah.
okay, most people right now are talking about the interviews related to the war in Ukraine. But then you have a very recent video, I think it was yesterday, asking people if they were zombies, which is humorous, but it also tells us things about people. This mix is very common. Do you decide when to use humor, when to be serious? How do you choose this mix?
Now, I think we always have humor in our videos. Otherwise, it won't be interesting to watch, I believe. So yeah, we still need to have some views to keep up. So humor always works to, say something to a person. It better mix up with humor, so it will stuck in your head.
Who writes the questions, yourself or your team?
Usually, 99% it's me who give questions.
Of the people you interview very young people, old people, conservative people, very progressive people. Has anyone gotten mad at you with any of your questions? Violent, maybe?
I wouldn't say so. Usually, people who answer questions, they are usually open-minded. Like if a person accept to take part, it means that he is sort of open-minded, right? And it won't happen aggression.
When we see Moscow today, and let me say again, the Moscow in my mind is the Moscow of the Soviet era. So I see a very modern Moscow. I see people with very progressive thought, especially the young people. You have this open vision, this progressive vision in many young people. And at the same time, you have this propaganda saying that all that outside world is hostile against Russia, is hostile against the Russians, which is a different thing. How do you reconcile this living with the modern view and the fact that the outside world has always been, and I mean always, at least since the Soviet era, the rest of the world has been seen as hostile and as something to be feared or worried about?
Yeah, I believe it's a common thing that you are used to some countries. For example, many countries changed their names. For example, Zimbabwe, it was Rwanda, something like
Rhodesia.
that. I don't remember the correct name. And a lot of people used to this name, and it's hard to change it in mind after you were using it for a lot of years, right? And Soviet Union, the same thing for you, I guess. You are used to this, and that's why it may be hard. For me, I don't have this thought that Russia is Soviet Union, right? Because I wasn't born in Soviet Union.
Your generation didn't even know the Soviet Union. But you still get propaganda from the government saying to be wary of of other countries. That
Of course.
How do you reconcile that?
Propaganda is, I would say, some normal thing. It's authorities. They have families. They want to have a job. They don't want to lose the job, and nothing unites more than have a common enemy. And they bring this topic to the table. We have an enemy. Let's unite. Let us be your authorities. So yeah.
But is it effective with your generation?
I'm not. I don't think so. I've seen a lot of studies about younger generation. They don't watch TV as much as older generation, right? And they have multiple sources of information. So I wouldn't say so.
Social media, basically.
Social media, yeah, different sources.
Okay. Now, how did you decide, or why did you decide to change your aim or to move part of your channel to the Russian war, the Russia-Ukraine war, being that it is very sensitive inside Russia, and you can't, as I recall, you can't even call it a war. It's still a special military operation. How was this decision made?
Yeah, it's cool to do things that other people can do. I see some other channels that make service, and they can't. I see they can't like make videos that we make. They can't ask Russians if they would rape Ukrainian women, and we can.
Ну, лично вы бы могли бы изнасиловать украинскую женщину?
Нет, я ни русскую не изнасиловала. Вообще никакую.
Хотели бы вы изнасиловать украинскую женщину?
Я вообще очень удивлен, что такая формулировка вопроса, она может быть вслух произнесена и имеет место быть вообще в наших реалиях.
Сейчас мы скажем, что нет. Как бы это обычная человеческая логика и так далее. Если бы мою мать, допустим, я человек, я довольно эмоциональный человек в определенные моменты, возможно, да, я не уверен.
We can do anything, any topics, anywhere. And that's just a cool thing to do. I see that a lot of people here, and we can.
Oh, it's definitely cool, and it helps a lot outside. I told you that many people outside Russia began to attack Russians, which was completely stupid. I have a friend, not a friend, an acquaintance, that the bank in Spain was not giving them their money because the wife was Russian, has been living here for 17 years. I mean, that's completely stupid. I mean, Russian people are not responsible for this.
I think it needs time to recover because it's people who make these decisions. It's regular people in the banks. They are overwhelmed by the news. They see that Russian soldiers do this and that, and so after time, they will not care. It's a regular thing. I see that the interest in this topic, Russia war and Ukraine war, is decreasing, and people show less care. And with this bank in Spain, they will give money.
Yes.
In some time.
Yes, but at first it is a problem for a family. What you're doing is dangerous.
Yeah, I think so. I wouldn't like to, say. I think it's not cool to just say that it's dangerous or that we scared because it's just for attention, I guess. And but yes, it's sort of because we can cover some topics that we didn't know we shouldn't cover. This might happen. Yeah, it might be dangerous.
It might be dangerous, but you don't seem to care.
No, I care definitely about this. but at the same time, it's a cool job to make these dangerous videos.
And besides it being a cool job, you think you are achieving something with your channel to show people what Russia is really, what Russians are.
Yeah, definitely. Since the start, I was making these videos to show Russians to the world, right? And still, yeah.
Do you get any hateful comments, or what kind of comments do your videos receive? I've seen some of them, but it's a lot of comments. You have some videos with 1 million views, which is the dream of any YouTuber. But how is the reaction from outside, from people in the United States, in Canada, or in the European Union?
Hateful comments. Usually Russian people in the comments who live. I'm not saying that it's only Russian people who leave hateful comments, but in our videos, it's usually Russian people. But if a Russian person leaves a comment, it doesn't mean that it's got to be hateful, right?
Of course.
It's only Russian people who leave hateful comments. They say, you make propaganda, you are a spy agent. But I know who leaves these comments. Not bots, but how would I say this? Less sort of open-minded people who heavily brainwashed and stuff like this. I would put it like so, without any making software this expression, right? They are heavily brainwashed, and I'm tired of them. So let me put it like that.
Okay, but you still interview them. You still give them a voice in your videos. You're not choosing the position, the answers that you will get. You have put out very conservative, very brainwashed people in your videos.
Поддерживаете ли вы Владимира Владимировича?
Конечно!
А почему поддерживаете?
А потому что он порядок наводит в этом дурном мире.
Конечно, на 100%.
Владимир Путин молодец. Он политик, лидер и боец. Он всю страну с колен поднял.
Сильный лидер.
Хоп?
Нет, да.
Да. Почему?
Ну, просто потому что считаю это неправильно.
Я их понимаю, но я их ненавижу. И у них свои.
Вот, я тоже. Нет,
самое главное, чтобы вреда обществу не приносили.
This is plurality and this is freedom of expression. Are you aware of how valuable this is?
I don't see a reason. I just don't see a reason to put only positive comments or negative comments. We just when I make video, I just prefer to see if it's enjoyable to watch. So it's you watch from the start to end, and what people say, it definitely matters, right? But it's got to be just enjoyable to watch. Yeah, that's it.
And for the interviewees, for the people who you interview, how much fear is there? I've seen people who say, I will not respond, I'm neutral, I'm apolitical. I think no one is apolitical, but I might be wrong. But many people express fear. Is it really fearful to be a Russian today?
I think those who answer our questions, they are not fearful from the start if they choose to answer, right? But sometimes people ask us to blur their faces. Yeah, sometimes it happens, but it's only 10%.
Okay.
Of respondents.
So the authorities have not bothered you as of now?
I wouldn't say that they bother me. Yeah, not at all. I mean, yeah.
No questions, no strange people knocking at your door.
Yeah. Nothing.
On the other side, has anyone asked you to act as their propagandist? Not the Russian government, but outside the Russian government. Some saying, hey, Daniil, we like what you're doing. You could send our message out and we'll pay you, of course. Have you gotten any offers like this?
From people who want to participate?
No, from governments or other agencies outside Russia that want you to propagate their message.
I think they don't care what Western people would think of Russians, right? The reputation, I mean, how would I say so? The situation is already tense, to put it mildly, and the government doesn't care if how Western people will look at Russians, right? So they don't care, I guess.
And other governments outside Russia that want you to speak for them?
No, not at all.
Well, I think, and this is my impression, I think you're a young, brave man. Probably you don't know you're brave. But what you do, I think, is very important, especially because it's plural, because you interview all kinds of people who say what they think, and they think different things. And freedom is much more important than any other thing. I watch your channel very, very frequently. Even, of course, the humorous. I mean, I just saw the miniature. I want to see this. How many Russians are zombies? And I think your generation is a great opportunity to forget about the confrontations between Russia and the rest of the world that the Tsars promoted, that the Soviet Union promoted, and that the present government promotes. You are the future. You are just showing that you're the same as everybody else, and that is important.
Yeah, definitely. It will be better. We will have a bright future. Definitely.
Thank you very much for speaking with us, Daniil. And we'll continue watching your channel. And hopefully someday you'll translate it into Spanish, which is what I have to do now with this interview.
We have Spanish channel, 1420.
Oh, yes?
Yeah, it only has 100 subscribers, but we published 1 hour ago on our Espanol channel.
Okay, excellent. Okay, excellent. We'll promote it. People can see the link to your original channel and your Espanol 1420 channel in the description of this video. Thank you very much, Daniil.
Thank you.
Creo que las nuevas generaciones son las que van a cambiar las cosas y son las que van a demoler los prejuicios y las ideas fijas y equivocadas que durante muchos años hemos tenido unos sobre otros, no solamente entre Rusia y el resto del mundo, sino entre distintos países, entre distintas formas de ver el mundo, entre distintas, esas que hoy llaman identidades y que no lo son, distintas formas de ser, pero siempre de ser humanos. La sorpresa ahora es saber que tenemos 1420 en español. En la descripción del vídeo tenemos el enlace a 1420, el canal original, y a 1420, el canal en español, que tiene pocos suscriptores ahora, pero esperamos que con usted y con mucha gente más tenga muchos más suscriptores. Esta gente, estos jóvenes viven de hacer este canal y este canal vale muchísimo la pena. Porque si no son los jóvenes los que hablan, los que hacen sonar su voz y su visión del mundo, entonces estamos condenados a escuchar solamente a quienes piensan como se dejó de pensar muchas veces ya hace decenas de años. ¿No cree usted?